YouTube and hello Ninth Age community. This is Charles with Evershade Gaming, and I've got another Ninth Age battle report. This is a 3,000 point game that I played kind of way earlier in the year. It's kind of been a funky year, and I haven't gotten to make a whole lot of battle reports, as probably many folks have seen. But I'm trying to catch up on a little cachet of battle reports and put them out for you. So this is a sort of custom game that I played with a good friend, where it spoils war, but the tokens can move. So they move d6 inches at the beginning of each turn, not each player turn, but the whole turn. So, and we were playing counter thrust. So I was playing my Dread Elves. I'll put the lists, or kind of the closest, kind of probably what the lists were at the time, down in the comments of the video. And my friend's playing his Warriors of the Dark God. So he puts 12 warriors down from core. Grabbed a pick from my BSB. He's just a Temple Exarch apprentice BSB, so he's got Know the Enemy from Divination, and he also had the Magical Heirloom, so he had the Dread Elf Hereditary spell. And then I had an Adaptive Evocation, which took Whispers of the Veil and Hasten the Hour. Next thing I put down was, 21 Judicators with the Cateran's Pendant. And then this is a picture of my friend's Exalted Herald, which is a really cool model. He's got, I can't remember which ones I know he took the flying one, Brand of the Dragon, with the breath weapon and the fly move. I can't remember the other one. Maybe whatever gives him a d6 stop. He's got Breath of Corruption, Wrath of God, and Pentagram of Pain for his spells, and those are his only spells. I want to say I dropped my Medusa next, and my opponent maybe put his Chimera down, and then I finished off my deployment with the intention of going first. So from left to right, I've got 10 Corsairs. I've got 28 or so Temple Militants with 3 characters in it. A Dread Prance, who's kind of set up to do the duelist build. This is an old game, yeah, so it's actually before the most recent beta update. So he's got the Crippling Frost before, when it reduced the attacks with your hits in a challenge or in a duel, and he's just got an Aegis save and a 2-up armor save. And then I've got my 2 wizards, essentially, with maybe a little bit of magic res between them, and then like 4 spells. It's a pretty simple setup for 3,000 points. 21 Judicators with Cateran's Pendant. The Militants also have the Banner Relentless Company, a Fear Shrine, a single Gorgon, and then 5 Warlock Acolytes. No champion, though. So look at this is turn 1. I kind of move up. I pull my Warlock Acolytes over. I move my Gorgon into the train. Yeah, just kind of moving up hesitantly, trying to start getting in a position to grab some tokens. From left to right, for my opponent's Warriors Dark Gods, with, he's got a cool kind of Beast Herds themed Warriors Dark Gods. He's got 8 Warrior Knights of Lust. He's got his Exalted Herald. He's got his 12 Warriors. I can't remember what they were. They're either Sloth or they're maybe Gluttony, but I can't remember offhand. 5 Warhounds, 20 plus Barbarians with spears, and a Tribal Giant with the Tribal War Spear, and then 3 Feldrax, and then a Chimera. Got Flux card 1. I did a Hasten Hour to put a wound on the champ and do 2 wounds to the Warrior Knights, since that's the best use of that spell. And I picked up a Veil token. I tried to cast the Hereditary spell, but I failed, and that was pretty much the magic phase. So here's Warriors Dark Gods, turn 1. He does his Release the Hounds to block up my Judicators, and then he just sort of starts to position his things. His Feldrax aren't too worried about the Gorgon, so they come up, and same thing, the Chimera is not too worried about either one of those units, should win in a grind. And other than that, yeah, he's just trying to zone and whatnot. He gets Wrath of the God down. I couldn't dispel it. It's a nice high roll. And he puts it right here between my juicy soft elves. My turn too. I charge the dogs because I'm not too worried about most of his things charging. They're kind of far, and just you got to clear the chaff. And I would have picked up that and you can see the tokens have actually moved. I was pretty close with my temple militants, but now it moved up closer to that hill. And one of them, the one in the middle, only moved like an inch. The other one actually moved further away from my lines too. With the rest of my turn two, I kind of dance around with my warlock acolytes. I think I might have. I feel like I should have moved up more with my temple militants. Not sure why I didn't. Maybe I was a little bit worried about some counter charges or being too close to the Exalted Herald. Um, and then I just kind of danced around with my Corsairs. Wanted to try and get around the flank. Probably should have been farther away. Okay, well, there it is. I did move up with my temple militants to go get on that marker. So that's good. Yep, that's the other side of the battlefield. I do hasten the hour here. I want to say it gets dispelled, or maybe it does go off. That's nice. And then I try to get the hereditary spell out, but it's dispelled. And then I fail to cast Whispers of the Veil over here. Combat, kill the dog, still problem. And this is what we're looking like before going to Warriors turn 2. The Wrath of God just builds up. He makes a long charge as his Chimera into my Fear Shrine, which was good for him. Then he charges with his barbarians into the flank or the front of my Gorgon, which I was okay with. And then he made a long charge over here with his warrior knights into my Corsairs. That's probably gonna hurt. Magic phase. He gets another Wrath of the God off with 3 dice, which is rough when you roll a 17. I stop any of his other spells. Stop Breath of Corruption. Actually, I had to let Pentagram of Pain go. Dang. I passed my panic check. The Corsairs actually do 2 wounds, which is pretty good considering these guys are 1 up armor save. But I mean, he hits back even harder, so they break and run off the table. My Gorgon gets 2 wounds, and I want to say I put all my attacks. The Gorgon doesn't have any like paired weapons or halberd. I want to say I put all my attacks onto the. Looks like I killed some of the unit. I didn't want to give the giant more attacks. I guess that's probably what I was thinking. The Gorgon breaks and gets away, so I might be able to use her again. Depends on what happens with these Wrath of Gods, which, as you can see, built up again. So it's going to be a big one. A Dread Elf altar does what it does and took no wounds and put 3 wounds onto the Chimera, so that should go in my favor, actually, it looks like. And then on my turn 3, I make a long charge into these guys. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I wanted to do Touch of the Reaper, because they had suffered a wound, so it made my charge easier with my my Adjudicators, which is pretty cool. They should have no problem chopping those guys up too, with all their AP and everything. And otherwise, the rest of moves, I think I just move up with my Temple Militants. I feel like I'm in this bad place where he's got like a unit in my flank and a unit in my front, but nothing can break my ranks. But I'm next to these like Wrath of Gods. It's definitely getting kind of scary. So I want to say, looks like I failed to cast Hasten the Hour on something, and then I maybe get Whispers of the Veil off on. Maybe I put it on his Exalted Herald. Yeah, and I get 1 Veil token, and then he dispels not crippling fatigue, but Curse of the Phantom Queen. And they just build up again, which is incredible. My Gorgon did rally, by the way. Or actually, the 3-1 goes off, which kills the Gorgon and takes a nice chunk out of, what is that, 10 Temple Militants? Ugh, out of 1 unit, so pretty brutal. But the Adjudicators have no problems just chopping through those warriors. and they're in an interesting spot. Oh, that's right. They actually broke. They actually took a panic test and broke and had to run, which was kind of nice, but would have actually, I feel like they were in a nice spot to not really maybe get all that far away from me. So it's a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. The altar kills the Chimera, which is pretty funny. So he attempted to do two charges here. He put his warrior knights in my flank, and he attempted to get the exalted herald in the front, but he failed, which was very fortunate for me. And then he made a longer charge of his Feldrax into my fear shrine just to peel it off. Which you can see here. Oh, he puts another Wrath of God down, of course. And he gets this huge Breath of Corruption off, too. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. He does get Breath of Corruption off and does do some damage. Oh, this is the next Wrath of God that comes down. Yeah, next Wrath of God comes down over here, kills another 6 militants. This is a pillow. I think I do a wound to him, which is ridiculous. He might do a little bit more damage to me. That's what happened. So I did a challenge with my BSB and his dude, and then my prince killed the rest of them because he's got some like high strength. And yeah, so the champion's still there, but he actually just breaks from combat. And then my next turn, I try to go for killing this guy because I couldn't really kill him at range. It was only going to ever be in combat. I don't get a ton of attacks, but I was hoping I might be able to get this guy with like hatred, and I think I'm wounding on him 3-up. I can make that better if I can get Whispers of the Veil off. It's kind of a gamble, but I wanted to try it. I moved my militants. I've got one marker, so I'm pretty confident I'm going to win the objective. And yeah, I move down to try and take out those Feldrax since they're kind of tied up on the altar. And I get no the enemy off so that I'm not hitting on like 5s. And then I get Whispers of the Veil off. And I got Guiding Light on the Wrath came down again, but didn't do a whole lot of damage. And unfortunately, I only got 4 wounds through, which was a bummer. Or I was 1 wound away from getting him, and he just smokes me. So that was a bit of a bummer. Yep, and he is free, but he is very damaged. He's only got 1 wound left. Maybe a little risky going in and fighting my prince, who's kind of kitted up to kill characters. And yeah, he's putting more wounds on my shrine, but he's just barely chipping away at it. These guys did rally, and oh, you know what I tried to do a couple turns ago? I'll go back. When I charged the Judicators into the front, I actually tried to charge the rear of the Exalted Herald with my 2 Warlocks, thinking that just like that extra bit of attacks might be what I need to like get all those wounds. And like the additional combat res is just helpful too. And unfortunately, they failed like a medium-ish charge. I think I needed like a 9 or an 8 on the dice. So they are unfortunately going to get charged. And that's exactly what happens here, where they get charged, they get caught, and yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. This guy actually rallies. They are still stuck on this altar. They turn around to be able to take the militants in the front, and then on his turn he dances around. He's technically giving a rear to the altar, and what basically ends up happening is they lose. And I guess I get a magic phase here. I don't know why I didn't charge. Or, you know what? I think I did charge and I failed it or something. Yeah, it was really strange. Or maybe I didn't want to charge because I was worried about the rune. I don't know why I didn't charge. But we do a little bit of magic. I actually get my Hereditary up for the first time in this game. And then we go into this combat. He does a wound. I do like 2 wounds. And I beat him because he's like got a rear, which I don't know if I'm playing the altar round where you can reform it. I know you can't move it, but it seems like you'd feasibly be able to reform it. Let me know in the comments if I'm doing that wrong. and he actually breaks and runs away. But it is his turn next, so he actually just keeps running. And we pretty much just end the game where, oh, that's right, yeah. And then he actually had a objective marker with the Feldrax too, and they lost it and then left it by the Fear Shrine. Yes, I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, I tried to do Hasten the Hour to get the last wound off, but it gets the spell, get Crippling Fatigue up to make it so that he can't necessarily magic off my guys without taking a bunch of hits on himself. That might possibly kill him. That's more likely to kill him probably than any of my other spells. Yeah, and this is where it ends. Word Dark Gods got 1,200 points. Dread Elves got 1,300, so this ends up being just a small win for the Dread Elves, of like a 13-7 or something like that. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you soon for another Ninth Age Battle Report.